we are going to see what happens and where this goes, I don't know. But according to John Heyman, Hal Steinbrenner and the Yankees really like Pete Alonso. You let me know what you think about this down in the comments. Do you think the Yankees should go after Pete Alonso when he hits free agency? You let me know. So what could this mean? This could mean that the Yankees might be in on him this winter. And Alonso this year hit .272, 38 homers, 126 RBI, had a .347 on base percentage, and a .871 OPS. Pete had a dreadful July. He hit like 141, had an OPS in the 500s. It was pretty bad. But then he rebounded. His final 2 months of the season were actually very strong. The month of August, he had over 900 OPS, 9 homers. Then in the month of September, same thing, over 900 OPS, 7 homers. And if you sandwich him between Judge and Stanton, that would provide a lot of pop in the middle of the order. It would. It would be quite a show. Now, does it make sense for the Yankees to go and do this? There are reports that Pete wants 7 years. And so if you're looking at what he got from the Mets on that 1 year at $30 million, if you want to like knock that down maybe to $27 million per year, because if he wants a long-term deal, I don't think he's going to get $30 million AAV, but just for the sake of this conversation, if he does get the same AAV, just along 7 years that he wants, that's like $210 million. Now, if you bring that down to 27, it's less, of course, but it's still $27 million per for Pete Alonso for a guy who, let's face it, isn't a very good first baseman. Now, last year at first base, had -9 defensive runs saved, -9 outs above average, -8 fielding run value. He's not a very good first baseman. He's a guy that you would eventually have to move to DH. And if I'm the Yankees, you already have a guy like that in Aaron Judge, because not like Aaron Judge wouldn't have the ability to play the outfield during, let's say, the final 3 years of his contract, but you want to preserve his body as much as you can. You want him to hit at an elite level for as long as he possibly can. And if that means him being the DH when Giancarlo is gone, Giancarlo will be a free agent in 2 seasons. He's gone. So if the Yankees don't bring him back, that opens up for Judge. And honestly, I would just put Judge there when Giancarlo leaves. That's it. It's as easy as that. Just to preserve Judge. He's still an elite hitter. You don't want him to go out there and get hurt in the outfield. Preserve Judge, make him your DH, but that would mean Pete Alonso would have to be your first baseman, and he's not a very good first baseman. It would be like Jason Giambi all over again. Giambi wasn't a very good first baseman. He was an elite hitter. Alonso, in my opinion, is an elite hitter. When he struggles, but when he's good, the guy's good. There's like no in between here for Pete. When he's good, he's really, really good. Now, for me, the kind of deal that I would like to sign Pete to would probably be a 4-year deal for like maybe 125. So he gets his money, but just over 4 years instead of 7. 100, but 100's $25 million per. So if you give him, let's say, 115 and 125 for 4 years, I think that's respectable. But I think Pete's going to want longer, and as the report said, 7 years. So now if the Yankees were to go and get Pete Alonso, what would that mean for Ben Rice? Pete hits right-handed pitching exceptionally well. He does. He hits the lefties okay. Like, it's fine. It's very respectable. But not as good against righties. And Pete is a righty. So adding that a right-handed bat, which the Yankees need, who's the line, is great. But with Ben Rice, a guy who struggles against left-handed pitching, you're not helping him out there. And assuming we have Austin Wells and Ben Rice on this roster come opening day, then if you add Pete Alonso to that mix, none of this makes much sense, in my opinion. So this could just be, I know Heyman and Boris are buddies, whatever that means. It could just be, hey, maybe they're trying to drive up the price for the Mets, or urgency for the Mets to be more urgent when Pete becomes a free agent. Because let's face it, Pete's going to be 31 come opening day. And if you sign him to a 7-year deal, he's going to be 38. It's just, do you really want to lock him up for that long? He's an elite hitter. He's a very excellent hitter. Just not a good first baseman. And that's what that's why you would get him, would be to play first. And as I said, you want to reserve DH for Aaron Judge when that time comes. Now, if you're going to spend that kind of money, you might as well just bring back Cody Bellinger, a guy who could play left at a high level. By the way, he doesn't play center field at a high level. So if you bring Bellinger back for center, he doesn't play very well over in center field. I checked out his numbers. Kind of disappointed, but in 300 innings over there in center for the Yanks, a -3 defensive runs saved, 0 outs above average, so he's right there in the middle, or a -1 outs above average, rather, according to Fangraphs, 0 FRV. Bellinger wouldn't be your best option in center field, so I wouldn't sign him for center. I would sign him for the corners, for left and right, and if he could play first base occasionally. But it's not like he played first base much last year either. Played 26 innings over there at first. And yes, that's his natural position. He came up as a first baseman with the Dodgers, of course. But you're not going to, in my opinion, you're not going to bring back Cody to be your center fielder. It's not what you're going to do. He's better on the corners. So if you were to bring back Cody, then when Giancarlo, let's say you bring back Cody on a 6-7 year deal, Giancarlo is gone in 2 years. You move Judge to DH full time. As I said, you want to preserve his body. Then you could move Cody to right field, where he's also very good. He's a good right fielder. In 416 innings for the Yankees last year, 8 defensive runs saved over there in right, 2 outs above average. So he's a very good right fielder. He's a very good left fielder. That's what you would want him. You want him to play on the corners and not in center. But like I said, if you're going to spend that kind of money, might as well spend it on Cody, who does have the ability to play first base if you didn't need him to. But I just wouldn't make first base the main driving point in getting Cody and not signing a guy like Kyle Tucker, who, yes, will cost you a lot, but Cody's going to be 31 himself. Tucker's 28, 29. Now, Tucker's going to cost you a lot more money. But if you have the opportunity to go and get him, he's a better offensive player than Cody Bellinger. He is. Whether you like it or not, he is. And I love Cody. I will not be upset if the Yankees go and grab Cody. But I see the conversation, and I thought that way too. Why not have both here? Why not have both Cody and Tucker? Why can't the Yankees splurge and bring them both here? You could. I don't think the Yankees are in the business of doing that. I would love the Yankees. The fan in me wants the Yankees to do that in the worst way. Bring in Cody, bring in Tucker. Please bring in both. Don't think they're going to do. They could shock us. Just don't think that's the way they're going to go. So Pete Alonso. Yankees apparently like Pete Alonso. We'll see where that goes. Alonso, as I said, he's a great hitter. A great hitter. He had 2 months during last year where they weren't so great. Month of May, after having a scorching hot April, his month of May, he had like a 693 OPS. And then he rebounded in June, but then July was really bad, like a 540 OPS. But then August and September just finished up really strong. So Pete, not a bad ball player, really good hitter, a great hitter even. I wouldn't mind having him. It's just, what do you do when it comes to the future? And what do you do with, does it work right with having Ben Rice here, who would primarily play first base, catcher when you need him to, but another guy, first base, DH, dude, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think Pete is a good fit for the Yankees. Just my opinion, though. You guys let me know what you think about that down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care.